Margaret, the star of today's show, weighs well over £750. Wow, that's what it is believed to be because she hasn't been weighed for years and she is very reluctant to be there. So, what actually happened and how did she get there? She had a bad fall and was taken to a hospital and they could not cope with her because of her size. So she ended up in Dr. Now's facility. And believe you me, she does not want to be there. She does not want to lose weight. And what we are going to see is going to be very different to any of the other My £600 Life people that I have covered so far.
Who takes care of you at home?
My mom.
So your mom has any weight problem?
She had the gastric bypass.
So she had gastric bypass. Why is she providing you too much food and keep you at this weight?
That is a very valid question from Dr. Now. If her mother has already had a gastric bypass surgery, then she must have been obese at some point and she would know exactly how to get there. So you would have thought that she would think that feeding her daughter thousands, even tens of thousands calories every day, which is what you need to get to the weight that Margaret is, that she wouldn't do it. So why is she doing it?
Because it's easier not to fight me.
Learning that Margaret's mother, Millie, is the enabler makes sense by what she's saying, that she doesn't want to argue with her, so she just wants a quiet life, which is quite understandable if you get shouted at every day by your child, because believe me, it isn't fun. But you have options, so why are they not being exercised? It's not like Margaret can jump out of bed and run after you if you don't give her what she wants, is it? Personally, I would just leave the house when she was on one, and if she didn't stop when I came back, then I would leave again until she learned that she was going to be given what was good for her and not what she actually wants, because you are enabling her to be a child regardless of what age she actually is, and a petulant one at that. Margaret is going to explain to us how she got to the weight that she is, and in a way, it's like many of the others that we've already watched in the other episodes of My £600 Life. It seems to be a bit of a nasty trend.
I've had abusive life.
What do you mean, abusive by your parents or your family or who?
My family, especially my dad.
I see. So you ate to deal with that?
Yes, food's my comfort. I can hide underneath it, and nobody knows what's going on in my life.
Margaret hides her feelings and her emotions in food. So it's a way of not taking responsibility for your own actions. Yes, what happened to her is totally tragic, and I'm going to put on the screen a comment that one of my channel members wrote on one of my other videos, and maybe that will make things make a bit more sense to us. Lisa writes, once you get that food equals love equation in your mind, it really sets you up for weight problems.
Margaret, you be 129. 129 is very high BMI, okay? So this is very dangerous situation you're in. So you have to change your life and you have to try harder, okay?
Having a BMI of 129 means that Margaret could be very close to death. An average BMI is between 18 and 25. So even if we take the top number of 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, that is 5 times the normal. So just think how much strain that is putting on every single part of her body and her internal organs and skeleton.
While you're here, we can control your eating habit, but when you go home, you're gonna be on your own. And this is gonna be the test for you. If you go home and you're not able to change your eating habit, there's nothing we can do for you, okay?
Being in the hospital on a calorie controlled diet is going to help Margaret, because then she can't demand food from the hospital staff because they are obviously not going to get it for her. But when her mum comes to visit, is she going to bring it? And like Dr Now has just said, it's okay in the hospital because we can control it a lot better. But what is going to happen when you go home? And you've got to remember, she doesn't actually want to lose weight. So I can't really see at this point that Margaret is going to be a success story.
So I'm gonna give you some instruction I want you to read. It will break down what you can eat and cannot eat to do the diet and what healthy eating is.
Margaret definitely doesn't look enthusiastic about this, does she? She's not showing in any way, shape or form that she is going to conform. And look how she lies in the bed completely flat. I mean, I find that quite odd. And in fact, she actually eats like that. I mean, how does she not choke on the food?
So you need to follow it to where you have some meaningful changes in your eating habit that's going to show on your scale. Okay? All right.
Margaret has never been on a healthy eating plan before, so I can pretty much guarantee that she is going to struggle with it simply for the reason that she doesn't actually want to do it. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy being on a diet. I know, because I'm on one as well. And it is very easy to just think, oh, well, I'll have a cheat. I'll just have a packet of crisps, or I'll just have a cake or some biscuits. But when you're my size, you can generally just stop at one. When you're her size, there's no way you're just going to eat one biscuit from a packet. You're likely to eat the whole packet.
While she's been here, we had her on a controlled diet. And in 2 weeks, we have been able to get her weight down 67 pounds from when she arrived. She was 752, now she's at 685.
Margaret has lost 67 pounds while she has been in the hospital. And that just goes to show that even if you are laying there completely sedentary and you are not moving at all, even to get up and go to the toilet because you are possibly using a bedpan, and you are only on a 1200 calorie a day food regimen, that you can still lose weight, because just laying there and doing nothing uses up 1200 calories. So if you move even slightly, then you are going to lose lots of pounds over a month. And that is what has happened with Margaret, which is good. The only problem is now she is going to be going home, and she has never ever said no to any type of food before.
She can do this on her own if she wants to continue. Hopefully Margaret and her mom Millie are as serious as they are telling me, because they both need to make a lot of changes if Margaret is going to have any chance of success in the long term.
Let me know down in the comments if you think that they are going to be serious. You know, is she going to eat what her mum brings her, and is that food going to be good? Because I've got a feeling It's not going to go the way they're telling Dr. Now it is. But the thing is, if it doesn't, then he will say that he can't treat her and he will not let her be on the programme. And her life could be cut extremely short. Margaret and her sisters had to fight for every scrap of food because their father weighed over £1,000 and he ate everything in sight, leaving the children with only the scraps.
And if he said, you'd be right here, she'd be right there. That's how he was. You want to hide your feelings away from him. Because if you argued with him, then he would call us names and just be very mean.
Margaret did as she was told in front of her dad, otherwise he was mean to her and her siblings, but she got her revenge in other ways.
So I learned to sneak into the kitchen, and I ate his food to get back at him. When I ate my dad's food, it was for revenge, so he wouldn't have it for himself.
She'd get up in the middle of the night. If we had something left over in the icebox, she'd go in there and she would make it look like she didn't eat it, but she did eat it.
That's a pretty sad way to have to live your life, isn't it? That your mother feeds your father, who is over £1,000. And don't forget, her mother was obese as well because she had a gastric bypass. So it must have been very difficult to be a child in that family and have food withheld from you all the time. It does make a bit more sense of how Margaret is the way she is. But she is also taking it to the extreme because there is no one there now to take all of the food.
And urinate on herself, and that's pretty much where she stayed. I mean, she was always a lonely child to begin with, and now she was being alienated and thinking, Mama don't love me, she's abandoned me. That's self-destruct.
Because Margaret was eating her father's food and denying it, that made him have mean and shouty outbursts that affected the whole family, but Margaret majoritively. So her mother sent her off to live with her dad's parents, and that didn't go well because she was force-fed food as a punishment, and by the time she was 15 she weighed 300 pounds. So she got moved from the grandparents' house and then was sent to the auntie's house, but she actually liked it there because she was just allowed to eat as normal. But then by the time she was 20 she weighed in at 500 pounds and she couldn't do anything. She couldn't get a job, she couldn't drive a car, so she just laid in bed and basically gave up. Margaret is now back at home with Millie, and Dr. Now, as promised, sends the PTs to her.
It's just been tough. I mean, it's been tough. I can't tell you how many times a week she tells me she quit.
Things are definitely not going well at home because Margaret doesn't want the PTs to come in. She doesn't want to do the exercise and she doesn't want to stay on the diet. She just wants to quit and carry on eating 20 to 30,000 calories a day, which is obviously killing her.
Shut up! Dr. Now, he needs you to get up because of the blood clot and everything else. You already have a history of DVT.
Yeah, I know, but they keep pushing on you and they keep pushing on me. I'm sick of it.
Margaret has a history of DVTs, and that stands for a deep vein thrombosis. And if that occurs in her leg and travels up to her heart, then it will kill her. So she needs to move around to prevent that from happening.
You're not doing it today. I told you I'd reschedule.
Just leave me alone, Mom.
No, I'm not.
I'm assuming that was her mom.
It's all about what you want.
Okay, fine, I quit. You want that?
I told you I'd call you next week and we can reschedule.
Fancy shutting the door in their faces. That is just so rude. I know it's got to be tough for Millie because she's fighting Margaret all the time, but she has got to try and gain some kind of control, surely.
Okay, I don't know how quickly we'll be able to get scheduled next week because we really moved things around to see her. There's not any way she'll do any PT today to make sure that she can get scheduled for surgery?
The PTs carry on talking to them through the door, and it's lucky that they are pretty persistent because Margaret does relent and lets them in.
They're nice people, and they got my best interest at heart. So they can come back on the right day, and we can work together some more. That will be good when we do that. In the meantime, I'll do more on my own and with my mama.
All right. It was good working with you, and we will hopefully see you soon.
Margaret's main problem with movement is due to the amount of pain in her knees, but the rest of her body is fine, so she can exercise her upper body at least, which will still burn calories as long as she is only on a 1,200 calorie a day diet. Millie tries very hard to encourage Margaret to even stand just for a little while using her walker, even if she can't walk with it. Getting out of bed and standing is going to make a huge amount of difference.
Push, 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 push.
It'll be worth it. Is this not what we wanted for 7 years?
Margaret manages to stand, take a few steps, and turn around and sit in a chair, which obviously is progress.
I'm done.
I just want you to walk one more time and then back.
I'm done. This is where you get me right now.
Get over this. I feel sorry for Margaret.
Mama, shut
No,
the hell
I'm
up.
not. It is very important that he sees you're moving. I've let you get away with this way too long. Now it's time to get up.
Millie is giving Margaret tough love at the moment, and that is exactly what she needs. And to be honest, it should have happened a long time ago. But now she knows they are running out of time, and she is not going to put up with it any longer because she wants to be there to save her daughter's life and stop her from destroying herself.
Now come on!
Why are you pushing me?
Because I am. I'm gonna run go get my clothes on.
Margaret was given the goal of losing £100 in 3 months by Dr Now, and it's time for her appointment, but she doesn't go and has to do a video call with him instead, and that means she's not going to get weighed, and Dr Now is not happy at all.
You haven't been cooperating with them most days.
No, that's not it. They haven't been coming consistently for physical therapy.
They have, but you turned them away a lot of times.
Margaret is giving Dr Now lots of excuses, which is absolutely shocking. The PT have turned up every time they were supposed to, but Margaret has been refusing to let them in or do any work with them. She's only doing it every now and again when she feels like it, and that's not the way it should work.
I don't have a ride.
Margaret, you can use Metrolift.
I've not heard nothing about Metrolift.
Dr Now has heard all of these excuses before from other patients, so he is quite used to it. But he does think to himself, am I wasting my time? And I think, yes, he is. And I would have kicked her off the programme. But Dr Now gives her another chance and says, I will see you at the hospital in a month's time. Margaret makes it to this appointment surprisingly, and what is even more of a surprise is the fact she has continued to lose weight. She has lost a total of 120 pounds now, and Dr Now says that she needs to continue walking, she needs to start letting the PTs in and doing more exercise, and she also needs to speak to the therapist about why she is so addicted to food, and Margaret agrees to all of this, which is a massive shock, isn't it?
To do weight loss surgery, then we're gonna approve you for that. But all those things, okay?
You just made her day. I told her we left all the Debbie Downers and we were gonna get this. Not the same girl you met back in the hospital, is it? We got it, baby, we got it.
Oh my God.
It's good to see that Margaret finally has some motivation. She can see that going through everything that she's been through the past few months is finally paying off. She has lost the weight. She is going to get her surgery. So hopefully that will motivate her to continue.
Well, I'm proud of the progress, and if we keep it up, we can get you to weight loss surgery safely and make sure that everything's going to be all right for you.
Dr. Now is really proud of the effort that Margaret has put in, but her excitement gets the better of her because when she returns in a month's time to see if she's lost more weight, and she should have lost 30 pounds, unfortunately she didn't. She only lost 5 pounds.
Both of you went back to your old habits.
We don't know what we did wrong. She's still eating the same way.
That is impossible because there's one thing that's guaranteed: the scales don't lie.
I mean, yesterday she
Okay,
didn't
hold on right there, okay?
Overeating.
Just hold on. And like you don't know what is going on, there's a simple math. You're eating too much, you're not gonna lose weight. Which part of this is very hard to understand, that she's eating at least 4 times of what she should be eating.
There is absolutely no point whatsoever trying to pull the wool over Dr. Now's eyes because he is too long in the tooth to listen to your pathetic lies, and he knows better.
So why are we overeating and playing like we don't know what's going on?
But she didn't overeat. She's still eating.
You want to
the
argue
same.
that with the scale? Don't argue with me.
But she
You argue
didn't
that with the
overeat.
scale.
She couldn't overeat. I gave her proportioned meals, and it's the same as I've always given her.
There has got to have been something that changed. You don't go from being on a calorie-controlled diet and losing weight at home when your mum is feeding you to suddenly gaining weight when you are supposedly doing everything the same. That is a physical impossibility.
Is she quit eating the vinaigrette and ate honey mustard dressing.
She eat a gallon of honey mustard?
Now, I don't know how much she put on her salad,
The 2 cups.
but I can tell you that's the only difference.
So there was a difference. She changed the dressing that she was putting on her salad. And believe you me, salad dressings can contain between 300 and 500 calories for just a very small amount. So you would be absolutely shocked if you put 2 cups of it on your salad, how many calories that would be.
For her to be 600 pounds and keep that 600 pounds, she's eating 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day.
Margaret is now far more mobile. She can get herself out of bed, and with her walker she can make it across to the fridge. So I wouldn't be shocked if she is eating food when Millie is out.
So whatever progress they have will be short-lived. And unless they both start that process, we won't be moving ahead with Margaret.
I was disappointed.
Margaret is disappointed that she's not going to get her weight loss surgery, but Dr. Now gives her another chance. So is she going to quit, or is she going to lose the weight and actually get the surgery?
I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to see the tears. I don't want to see any drama that in here that we don't know what's going on and all these stories that none of it is believable. I want you to lose 35 pounds by next month and start seeing psychotherapy. If not, then we are not moving ahead with you.
Margaret has seriously changed her attitude and has realised that she really does want this surgery. So she agrees to go and see the psychotherapist. And he brings up some very painful things that are going to be hurtful to Millie.
My babies are my world.
Right. She's not a baby.
She's my baby.
She's your baby, and she's 35.
She's still my baby. She'll
Okay.
always be my baby.
As a mother, I understand that your children are always going to be your baby. That is 100% true. But that doesn't mean you have to treat them like one. And that is where the problem lies here.
You know, the word baby implies a lot of care.
She's my baby. She's the youngest.
I'm a little worried. So yeah, I don't know you very well, Margaret. We just started talking, but I think that's going to be my theme with you, is making you not a baby. I think you must believe that the world is a dangerous place.
The world can be a very dangerous place, but they are going to have to learn that trusting someone is going to make a massive change to both of their lives.
It is.
And that
And I'm scared
We
to
don't
let,
trust nobody.
and that
I don't let nobody in.
and that people will hurt you, right?
They'll hurt me. That's
But
the
when
thing.
you have a trust issue,
I
I
have
have to
trust
say,
issue.
because I'm there too.
I'm going to push you guys to be a little bit more independent.
Hopefully his strategy is going to work, but that will remain to be seen.
And your relationships, and you're always going to be there for her. But you're
Correct.
going to be there for her in a way that's healthy and appropriate for a 35-year-old woman.
So more or less you're saying that I don't need her.
No,
No.
Margaret,
The therapist is not saying that he's going to take her away from you and that you don't need her. He's just saying that you're a 35-year-old woman and you need to stand on your own 2 feet more and do more for yourself and think like an adult instead of acting like a baby.
Margaret, you will all...
I need to let go of my comfort zone.
he's not saying you need to let go of me.
Let's take the food from her, so that's a comfort zone gone. Okay, now let's take the mother away from her. That's another comfort zone gone. Maybe we'll just keep breaking her and
Margaret.
breaking her and breaking her.
Margaret is having a hissy fit like a 2-year-old that is getting everything taken away from her. But that is not what the therapist is trying to do, but she is going to refuse to listen.
Margaret, your mother can be very present.
I'm done. I'm
Give me a 10.
I'm
Give me a 10. I'm always going to love you.
done.
Give me a 10.
Millie, do you notice in this moment that you're jumping in?
Because I know how stressful she is, and it is a meltdown, and she will want to resort to food.
Margaret's reaction to what the therapist is saying is to jump out of bed and, try and get him to leave because it's her house. But it just goes to prove that if she has the right motivation, that she can get up and do things for herself.
And here's an opportunity, even in this little tiny moment, we're going to let her have her feelings, because I think she's capable of working through this.
You don't know me. Out
See the resistance?
of my house. Just go. Y'all just go. Get out of my house. I'm done.
He's not saying, Margaret, I have
I'm
to
done.
abandon
I'm
you.
done. I'm done.
And she doesn't need to rely on her mum 24/7.
It's interesting, she's getting up in response to this. Isn't it neat that she's getting out of bed in this? But I want you to notice the urge right now that you have to jump in and comfort her. Think of her as a grown-up adult. We've got to let her self-soothe, work on this on her own in order for her to realize that.
Her mum actually has a job that she goes to 8 hours a day. Because like me, you were probably wondering who paid for all of the food. I'm sure Margaret gets some kind of benefit, but that may not be enough to sustain a roof over their head and cover bills and food. So she does actually go to work. But then Margaret is constantly on the phone to her. It's like she can't let go of the apron strings. A month goes by, and Margaret is back in Dr. Now's office, and surprisingly, she has lost the amount of weight that Dr. Now told her she needed to in the next month, which is going to put her under £600. Even though Margaret has now got down to under £600, Dr. Now knows that she is still not eating what she has been telling them she's eating, because she's saying that she's only having 1 salad a day and water, Well, if that was the case and that was true, she would have lost a lot more than the £31 that she did.
She started working with psychotherapy, which was the big step I wanted her to take. So because of all that, and the fact that she hasn't started gaining weight, and she's working with physical therapy off and on now, I'm willing to start the process with her to do weight loss surgery, starting with the testing.
And things take a turn for the worse because Margaret ends up in the hospital with severe stomach problems.
She has been complaining of stomach pain recently, so the priority is figuring out what could be causing that and see if there is something we need to address with her before we move ahead with anything.
The endoscopy shows Dr Now that Margaret has gallstones and they are very painful, but they are not going to stop her from having her surgery, but they will have to be dealt with.
And since you lost some weight, we're going to go ahead and put you on the schedule for weight loss surgery.
I told you teamwork. Come on, give me teamwork. We've been waiting to hear them words, ain't we? Pretty good words right there, ain't it?
We got it, Mom.
We got it.
We got our surgery.
We got it.
And we're there.
A month later, and it is finally surgery day.
You got this.
It's been a hard, long month here in the hospital, but I feel really good about all my progress, especially because today I'm getting my weight loss surgery.
I'll be here when you wake up.
It's a really good feeling after everything I've been through.
Well, I have to come back for a wheelchair anyway.
All my trials and tribulations has led me up to this moment.
Margaret is going to continue with the program for the next 18 months because obviously she's nowhere near her goal weight. She's still just under £600 and she needs to get down to around £200, which is going to take roughly 18 months. And then fingers crossed she can start living her life, learning to drive, getting a job, doing all the things that she's never been able to do.